Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a fight on our hands. After suffering a disappointing and grueling loss to Alexander Usyk, Joshua is currently without a title, and his hopes of an instant resurgence were dashed again when Usyk announced that he wouldn't be competing until 2023. But we got a much-needed burst of excitement and a shocking revelation when Tyson Fury offered his belt to Joshua, provided he could beat him in the ring. Firstly, the latest on the two lads. Since Fury's rival champion, Alexander Usyk, has said he has no plans to return to the ring until 2023, Fury's looking for a high-profile opponent for his next fight. Even though Joshua lost to the Ukrainian for the second time in a row in Saudi Arabia last month, his promoter Eddie Hearn is looking at possibilities for a comeback in the first quarter of 2023. The Tombstone engravers are free to begin their work, and when they chisel away at Anthony Joshua's legacy, consider this: fool us once, shame on you; fool us twice, shame on us. Before facing Andy Ruiz Jr. 847 days ago, the charismatic British muscleman was the master of his game, but all that was before he sat slumped on a seat in Madison Square Garden watching an American hoist 4 championship belts after knocking out Joshua in the 7th round by technical knockout. Secondly, what happened to Joshua? It's kinda sad how Joshua's career is spiraling down so fast, but that is what happens when you let fame and victory get too much inside your head. The general public, including us, lately see Joshua as more of a superstar than a professional boxer. We see more and more of him on talk shows, cameos, and feel-good TV stuff, being hailed as a hero and a true British for winning accolades. But you guys, too much of anything is bad, right? Joshua did, or does, whichever way you look at it, deserve all the praise, but we think it caught him off guard at one point and made enough of an opening for Usyk to punch his way through to victory. Moving on, the big offer, and possibly the big break Joshua needs. Fury retired in April after successfully defending his world championship with a 6th-round knockout of Dillian Whyte, but he is keen to put on the gloves again later this year. This guy just doesn't want to catch a break. On Monday, Fury sent a video on social media challenging Anthony Joshua to a bout, calling it a War of Britain. He said, "I'm going to fight sometime in the next several months, and before I name an opponent, I need to do this in case something unexpected comes up." Adding to the spice, he further said, "While I'm aware that you just lost a fight to Usyk and are now beltless, I'd like to offer you a chance to fight me for the WBC heavyweight world title and the lineal championship within the next few months." And finally, finishing it off with a sinister, challenging tone by the British champion, "You just finished a 12-round bout, so you're in great shape and ready to go to work. I'm giving you a couple months' notice." The invitation quickly reached Joshua, and he answered on Twitter that he was prepared to take part. "Yeah, cool it," Joshua said. "I don't participate in internet debates for the sake of my reputation, so 258 management if you're serious. In the month of December, I'll be ready. Khalas." Tyson Fury just reeling in from an attack on his cousin. After his cousin was assassinated in Manchester, the 2-time world champion, known as the Gypsy King, called for change. After being stabbed in the neck, according to Tyson, his cousin Rico Burton tragically passed away. "It's a pandemic, and you don't realize how awful it is until it affects one of your own," he added, calling for immediate action from the United Kingdom government to increase penalties for knife crimes. Rico reportedly learned martial arts from his cousin Tyson while they were both young. It's good to see professional fighters keeping the violence inside the ring and strongly abdicating, condemning it otherwise. Go Tyson. Joshua needs this now more than ever. If Fury looks like a bald grizzly bear at the moment, you can be sure he even fights like one. We think the true reason why Tyson would put his title on the line would be because he himself is in amazing shape and would love to spar with someone who's already low on morale. Or maybe we're just being too pessimistic. Hypothesis number 2 is that he's being a thoughtful older British lad and offering some respite to Joshua by getting them both to spar together and get the crowd wild. Because look, if you rewind to Mayweather and McGregor's fight, in the end, both walked out as champions. The trick to these fights is to rile the people up in the months before it, talk smack, make boasts dripping with pride, and engage in internet wars with their fans against the other fans. All this generates a boatload of revenue for either party. Economics 101, sail and conquer. The two might not even properly train and be laughing behind the curtains together for all we know. And thus, we reiterate that Joshua needs this fight and both could use the extra cash. There's a sneaky game plan here that's exclusive to the fighters for now. Now, moving on to other news. If you thought that was it for professional punching, then think again. A lot of young blood is currently boiling up in the big leagues. We've fished out some of the youngest and greatest and all the toiling drama and fighting around them. Grab some popcorn because this last bit is going to be a buzz. To start off, Jake Paul is about to grab the UFC by its horns. It's official. Jake Paul's now geared up to face a legendary figure in the world of mixed martial arts. On Tuesday, Paul's Most Valuable Promotions announced that the YouTuber turned prizefighter would face the former UFC middleweight champion in a boxing contest on October 29th in Phoenix. The weight weight class for this fight is 187, and there will be 8 3-minute rounds. When it comes to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, 47-year-old Silva is one of the all-time greats. He currently owns the record for the most straight wins. A fight between Paul and Tommy Fury was scheduled for last month in New York's Madison Square Garden, but Fury pulled out citing travel difficulties from England to the United States, and so Hasim Rahman Jr. was supposed to fill in, but even that got called off due to weight issues with Rahman. We couldn't be happier though. The YouTuber is finally getting into a fight with a veteran in the sport. If Silva has even an ounce of his fighting spirit left in him, which we think he does, Paul is going to be lucky if he makes it out of there with everything intact. Next, former professional boxer Kara Rowe is making a comeback after 11 years. Kara Rowe, a former professional boxer, had no intention of retiring after her 17th bout when she left the sport over a decade ago. In fact, Rowe was back in the gym only 1 month after the birth of her baby, but a tragic event would put an abrupt halt to her promising career. Rowe's husband passed away when her child was only 4 months old. The young mom had to sit at home and tend to her young one and put a stop to her career. Consequently, a woman who was widely recognized as a trailblazer in the field of women's boxing was forced into early retirement. Now, with her daughter on her own 2 feet and 9 years old, Rowe, 46, is pumped to make it back into the ring. Despite her age, she looks confident and ready to dominate once again on September 16th at the Motor City Casino Hotel. Lastly, pro boxer Ernie Shavers passes away. During the late 1970s, Shavers was a heavyweight contender who gave Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes a run for their money. After one of their matches together, Ali said of Shavers' blow, "Ernie struck me so hard it rocked my relatives in Africa." At the end of his career, he had a 74-14-1 record with 68 knockout victories. When he was 51 years old, he fought for the final time. In a star-studded fight for the WBC and WBA World Heavyweight belts held in September 1977 at Madison Square Garden, Shavers was defeated by Ali by a majority decision. In the 15th round, Ali staged a furious comeback that proved decisive. After a fight with another renowned fighter, Holmes, Shavers underwent surgery for a detached retina and was knocked out by Randall Tex Cobb in the 8th round, the same round in which Shavers was stopped the following year. In 1982, he met fellow comeback fighter Joe Bugner. Cutting caused Bugner to cease fighting in the 2nd round after he was knocked out in the 1st. He kept up his professional fighting for a while, although he never challenged for another championship. The Ring and other publications ranked him among the best 10 punchers in boxing history. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Joshua and Fury's upcoming sizzling thriller of a fight? Let us know in the comments below. It'd be awesome if you gave this video a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe for more scrumptious videos like this. See you in the next one.